Let's do this, man. Come on. You excited about this or no?
Pardon?
Are you excited about this or no?
Yeah. I'll enjoy it, I think, yeah.
So last week, Kit Tanaka was here. And I remember he saying something during a race like a year ago about you.
Yeah.
And everybody, what? What's going on? But last week, Kit was here and he said, look, you need to talk to Chuck. He must have the best stories because he has been around more than I was. And he was part of the Team Russkit.
Yeah. Well, not part of.
Okay.
But I palled with the guys who were Team Russkit.
Okay.
And there were the four: Mike Morrissey, Rick Durkee,
Okay.
Ron Quintana, and Len Vucci.
And which raceway did you went with them?
I ran with them at a little place called J&J in Long Beach.
Long Beach.
And that's the only one really that I frequented.
Okay.
And then we went out of town for 2 races.
Okay.
One in the valley, one that Keith talked about.
Okay.
And then one out in Santa Ana.
How old were you?
It was, I was out of college already. Okay. And the other guys, I think, were probably just out of high school.
Okay.
For the most part.
And that was like late 60s, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, mid-60s.
Mid-60s, late 60s.
66, 67 time frame.
So,
and I only lasted about 18 months in the whole thing.
The whole Team Russkit thing.
Pretty much. So after that, there was one race. Well, they made a tour. Quintana and Durkee went south on, I think, Highway 10.
Okay.
Coast to coast. And then Morrissey and Vucci went north, probably Highway 70.
Okay.
And frequented slot car tracks just to kind of stir up interest.
Okay.
But they had an interesting trip, at least Durkee, from my point of view.
Why
they had an encounter with a highway patrolman in Texas. So here's this highway patrolman, big hat and big gun, probably 6'4", 6'5".
Jesus Christ.
250 pounds
in a Dodge,
and they're and they're 130 and 5'5". You know? So they were impressed.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was the only story that really Durkee put out after they got back. But that was kind of the end, pretty much, I think, the end of them as a team.
Okay.
They kind of broke up. I guess Ken indicated that Jim Russell, who was Ruskit, went broke and just disbanded everything. So they went on to do other things, which we can talk about too later. Too.
Yeah. But my questions are regarding how did you get a hold of those guys, and how were you like a super racer like they were supposed to be?
No, not at all. In fact, I can't recall honestly how I got in touch. It was Durkee that I was friends with, but I don't even might have been through motorcycling.
Okay.
But that's kind of fuzzy.
Did you get you a suit, like a blue light suit?
No.
But you see those guys walking around.
I really wasn't part of the team. I just palled with them, and then they went to race. That was a couple of races. Ran with them.
And they really race with that suit? They don't get dirty, like fixing slot cars and doing pit stops? Like they
yeah. No, they didn't wear it. I didn't see it. I never saw them.
I never saw that. Oh, no, okay, just for the pictures.
No, they were just, yeah.
Oh, good.
And as far as I know, that was the only place that they raced with this J&J. But Ken talked about some place in San Pedro, but I don't remember that.
Did you ever went to Misak?
No.
Was Misak some sort of a aura around the slot car races? Everybody wants to go there, kind of stuff, or was not that famous?
No, it wasn't to me. No. Like I said, it was mostly local.
Okay.
And mostly just running, running cars and trying things, and that was the I can say that's my claim to fame. Was I'm old enough to remember this era when slot cars changed in about 18 months. And never changed again for 50 years. The technology, the Sidewinder.
Yeah.
I built a Sidewinder.
You built a Sidewinder.
Yeah. Of course, it wouldn't work because the motor is too big. You had to use tires, and the gears were.
But when you mean build a Sidewinder, just making an adaptation on your current chassis, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not like a scratch build stuff.
Yeah, it's scratch built.
Okay, but from the ground, like let's see how it's going on.
Yeah.
And where did you guys get the first gear, the very first Sidewinder gear? We came from where?
We had it available. I think my recollection maybe from drag racing because they were using larger gears, but the
Okay, but
spur gear.
Hold on. So, if the guys decide to do a Sidewinder and the gear were available from drag racing, so,
maybe I don't. Again,
okay.
I don't remember
because then Sidewinder wasn't invented in slot car; it was invented as drag slot cars.
It may be.
Yeah.
But it was so large that the tires were immediately going to wear out and drag the gear, so that didn't work. But then somebody came up with the idea of the Sidewinder just within a very short period again.
To make a smaller gear. And
to use a smaller gear. You had plastic gear, so it didn't make any difference. The gear was going to run in anyway.
And they're more reliable too because the inline always have problems, right?
Yeah. So with that, then you got that extra speed out of the out of the angle winder, and then by the way, again, floating pans came in.
Okay.
And that to me was the end of the technology change. I lived in Las Vegas for a while, and we went to the raceway there, and they were running primarily bank track, king track. And that's what you saw, except for the body with the sidewalls and all that
the
hanging
wheels.
on. The chassis and all was the same.
Yeah.
And then
they have the flexi stuff in between too that still is going on.
Well, it was still the floating pans.
Yeah. Well, the flexi have like a 2-piece chassis, right?
Yeah.
So it's still not floating pans, but it floats a little bit the whole thing.
But that may have come later because that's been 20 years ago.
So you started when you were out of college, or started earlier than
out
that?
of college?
Out of college. So started hanging out with the Team Russkit guys.
Yeah.
Didn't get a suit.
No, didn't get a suit.
Well, we didn't get pullover too, so that's fine.
But I did get to see Russell had his
Cobra.
His Cobra.
Okay.
Brought it to the shop one day, and I happened to be there.
Okay.
And that's the one you saw in that collection.
Yeah, we saw that on the...
And I didn't realize, I guess it's a 427.
Simeone collection in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. But I think it's a 427, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hardcore car.
So that was the prototype for the 427 coupe. Yeah.
And they have something written in yellow letters on the door to promote Slotcars.
I don't remember that.
I can't find a clear picture of that.
I didn't see that at the shop.
I'm gonna send an email to Steve Russkit to see if he has his Jim's sons to see if he have like pictures of that car. I got a miniature. I got like a 164 miniature. That car is iconic, and so the history behind it, he bought it out of the guy here at LAX, the famous guy here at LAX. He bought it out of a newspaper ad.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But so he got the car for cheap, like always like a newspaper square. And do you know to who he sold it?
Yeah, Phil Spector.
Phil Spector.
And then he gave it to, I think, his daughter or someone.
No, he had the history that I know is that Phil Spector had an assistant, and he was bankrupt, and he was afraid that they took the car from him. So he gave to her, and she kept it in a garage for years and years and years.
Yeah.
That's the history that we learn in the Simeone Museum.
Yeah, and I don't know if you could find it again, but when Ford versus Ferrari came along, there were two guys did a presentation on the coupe.
Okay.
And that coupe, and ran its full history. Up to the time that they sold it to that guy in Pennsylvania. So there's a TV program somewhere.
No, I think it's a little doc, and they have a lot of people talking. Even Peter Brock is on it, talking about the history of the car. And I
don't remember seeing him. There's just these two guys that were accounting for the history of it.
Okay. But anyway, Phil Spector had the car. Come on, that's pretty cool. Spector passed, right? I think he passed. Yeah. So talking about Phil Spector, I have not a friend, but a guy that I know from Brazil that was living here by the time that Phil Spector killed that woman. And he was the limo driver for Phil Spector. He was the only one witness for that crime. And he did he did the right thing. Like say that Phil came to him with a gun, complaining, and he didn't touch the gun. He just Phil called the police, didn't went inside to see anything. So he was not like, he did the correct thing, but his life turned into a miserable life because over 20 years dealing with this and going back and forth, and discovered that he didn't have like the documentation to stay here. So He got a green card to stay, to be here. The life of the guy became a nightmare. After
I imagine. I can't even imagine it.
But it was the only one witness of the crime.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. Phil Spector. Yeah, rest in peace.
Crazy.
Beach Boys and Beatles and whatever. Talented guy.
Crazy guy.
Crazy guy. But when come back to the Daytona Coupe, where did you see it? In Long Beach?
No,
Did he drive the thing around? Can you
no,
imagine?
no. He brought it to the shop. Russell brought it to the shop, drove it, went to the shop one day, and he let us all sit in it. And
okay.
But that's as far as we got to it. But I tell you, I can't imagine those guys driving that car.
Yeah, it's too loud, right?
Not wild so much as I was like 5'5", my current, but about 140. But I was very, very powerful, and it was all I could do to depress the clutch. Shit. I mean, it was unbelievable how they would drive. They had to shift it without it because they couldn't have lasted 24 hours trying to drive that thing.
Can you imagine the thing? Yeah, when we saw that thing, I said, "Oh my God, that's the car!" Because not only the history of the car itself, the Slotcar connection is pretty cool.
Yeah. But the other aspect, there was an article some time ago in one of the magazines. Some guy had one exact replica built of a Cobra,
of a Cobra
coupe, and they tested it with period tires, and it would generate more than 1 G. He said it was the funniest thing. He said you'd drive it and start into a corner, and it would start to flex, and pretty soon it would quit flexing and run around the corner, just like a mad thing.
180, the other direction. The car goes wherever they want.
Yeah, but I mean, like I say, when it quit flexing, it was just fine. But up to that point, you were wondering what it was going to do.
Yeah, those tires too, man. Can you
with the period tires. I mean,
and they run in Daytona like an oval.
Yeah,
it must be crazy. It's just like, and if you crash, that's it. Your head is the bumper.
Oh yeah.
So back in, and then when you hang out with those guys, Ruskit, all this era that we call it, people still call it the golden era of slot cars, which I believe that today you're living it and you just cannot see it.
Yeah, it really was. Like I said, all that change took place within that few months.
Yeah, and then when did you have like a Yaris? Did you stop racing and came back?
Well, I went to drag racing. There was a guy there at
real drag racing?
No,
slot car.
I'm sorry, slot car, 24 slot car.
Do you like that?
Huh?
Do you like that?
Oh, it was. I never really was a very good driver because I insisted that if I was this far behind a guy coming into a turn, I knew I could pass him in the turn. never. That didn't work.
No, but I mean the drag racing. Did you enjoy the drag racing?
Oh yeah,
really?
Well, there was a guy there named Gene Hustings, and if you're familiar with Associated, that was Gene Hustings.
Okay.
But he built things.
I know. We have his full collection at the museum.
Have you got one of his dragsters?
Yes.
With the magnesium rails?
Scott made a deal with his daughter, and we have his whole collection, including his box and everything else, like hand-painted boxes.
Yeah.
Have you been to the museum?
No, I've not.
We need to go.
Yeah.
We go during the Nationals now. Saturday after the qualifying, we're gonna go there.
We're going.
Okay. But the shop, he built everything that he had. In other words, if you wanted to drag race, you could go to the shop, buy everything that Gene Hustings raced, and put it together yourself. But he would at that time you could buy magnesium strips in those cases that you buy now, brass and
like KS
and all that.
KNS, yes.
But somebody found out you could light it and
make a bomb out of it.
For repair your Ford block, But anyway, so you could build that car exactly as he had his built, and they turned tires, everything on that car you could duplicate his. Mm-hmm. And the goal at that time, we raced the largest Pitman train motor that you could run on 36 volts
in an angle. Yeah, I heard about those.
Oh, they'd run like a man. You couldn't believe you could even get the thing started down the driveway. But you had period tires. What they were made from a German model airplane tire, and cut down and mounted. The whole thing was mounted, so you could buy tires already ready to go, and run 55 feet on a Formica track. Energine made money out of that.
Yeah, because the tire's going to run.
Cleaning the track, cleaning the tires, cleaning everything.
And the Formica is going to consume the tire like 5.
Oh, no. No. Never. When you left that tire, when that tire left, you could not see except where it had sat. There were no streaks, no nothing. You could watch every move that car made and run under a second for 54 feet. So, but it always amazed me that, like I say, it would just perform. Poof. And but that's what I moved to. And then subsequent to that, some of the guys got into motorcycle racing different times. So I was called to motorcycle racing for a while.
And what year was that?
That was probably late 60s.
Okay. So you're doing that in slot cars.
Pardon?
You're doing that and slot cars.
Well, pretty much with slot cars by then, because again, that Ruskit had broken up, Team Russkit, and Durkee was racing.
But what was your role on the Team Russkit? What were you doing with that?
I was just a hanger on.
Hang around.
Yeah.
Hang around and then try to follow what they do. Were they that good?
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it. Yes, I did. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I built the first Sidewinder, so I was kind of into development. And one of the oddest things was I had a crash built chassis, and I had two bodies exactly the same, McLaren bodies. So got to fooling around, and I cut slots behind the wheels, and I think it was only the front wheels. But you could tell the difference in the performance of that car, just with that little slot, like they're cutting out of LMP cars now.
Oh yeah,
and.
But my question is, did those guys from the Team Russkit, were they really, really good? Like drivers?
I'd say Durkee was. Durkee was probably the best. Because he infinite concentration.
Oh, okay.
He was over here one time and had a friend out in Orange County. And I'm pretty sure we went to Buena Park.
Okay.
And this guy was racing, was running... Lexan bodied stock cars, and Durkee picked up a controller and
just beat him up.
Ran just fine. He would have been competitive.
Okay, that's good.
So it was, but so like I said, they all turned to something else. Durkee ran flat track. Morrissey tried road racing and flat track to a degree. Luckiest guy you ever ran into. I tell you a couple of stories about him and his motorcycling. But and Durkee was, like I said, very, very good at that. He ran Ascot, half mile.
Yeah.
And he had a guy who was named Jim Black who built a motorcycle for him, two-stroke Suzuki. And he could run that motorcycle fast enough at 250 to compete and make the trophy dash with the 500s. So he was very good, and the motorcycle was very good.
Talent, speed guys.
Yeah.
Talent, speed guys. And how did you find out about this place? How long?
Again, I don't recall because I lived clear across town.
Okay.
So I don't. And that's one of the other things I don't.
No,
recall.
about this place, Electric Dreams. How did you find out?
Actually, I my previous hobby got too expensive.
Which was?
Pardon?
Which was?
Clay target shooting.
Clay target shooting.
And so. I was looking for something to do, and I thought, well, slot car tracks near me. And I told my wife, this is a cheap hobby.
Compared to what you do, yes. Don't you think that the cars and everything that we have now is much more enjoyable and reliable than before?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But again... it was a whole different thing because you were building your own. So it depended on the technique you had, how good you were with a soldering iron, for example, and how you could shape things. Most of the components you bought off the shelf, so you were pretty much limited in what you could compete with. So car wise, it depended on the builder. It was another thing that came along right then was Stubbe building motors. It was just an era when motors, people learned to rewind the motors and such. And
him and his father, right?
yeah, his father started the business, and there were two boys. Bill, I think it was Bill and Mike,
Okay.
and the old man started the motor business, winding them and balancing them, and then selling them commercially out of that same shop, same store. So, like I say, one more item that was kind of unique to that place. And looking back, I don't remember children in that place.
Really?
It was largely young adults. John Sucres was there, and Pete Zimmerman.
Yeah.
So it just
What a gang.
that time frame, that age level was about what I saw.
Sucres should be like 20-something already, 25, 26 at that time.
Yeah. But yeah, him and Zimmerman ran together.
Yeah. I never met Pete.
Yeah,
Never met Mike too.
I think now one of those pictures you have on your wall there, right next to the.
That's Mike there.
Okay, now Stubby, I don't remember, but I think one of those guys, that one leaning way over the track,
Joe Anderson.
is Sucres, and that one with the hairdo is Pete Zimmerman.
Pete could be the tall guy over there, right? Pete was tall, yeah. So over there I have John, Pete, and Sucres, and there's an Asian guy that nobody knows who is.
Yeah,
right in the middle, but he's there.
Yeah, I don't
yeah, that's the picture. We know that Joe Anderson came here, and Mark was here. Me and Carlos were here, and Mark was here, and he came to the counter and said, "I'm in the picture." I said, "What?" So he came and have a picture of him pointing to the. Yeah, came and announced it. Yeah, those would be the days. But again, I know it's different. But do you think could be more enjoyable now, or do you think it's more like you said? There were no kids there.
No.
Do you think now it's more approachable, the hobby, because it's even cheaper? I think.
I don't remember it being very expensive. I was just out of college, so
Keith came here and made the whole drama saying that I have to save him his McDonald's job for 2 months to get a used car. So I need more information, guys. You just told me it's not cheap. What's going on?
Well, that was the other thing. All the guys built their own cars, including me, and I don't remember if you could even at that time the Ready to Race Ruskit was one of the first, and they weren't worth a damn. As you're going to try to modify the race or do anything. So I don't know if anybody was building cars for other people. So whatever they were using, pretty much they built themselves.
But short after that, we have people like Ruskit doing like proper kits that you can buy and race.
Yeah,
but this was a different thing, right?
Yeah,
you guys never raced those kits.
No,
right?
we were building.
But that's what made it popular, because nobody has the access or the talents to put those cars together.
I'm sure. Yeah, like I say, and I don't remember other tracks even. Except those couple that I raced outside of.
Yeah, more commercial stuff.
Yeah.
But right now, a kid can get a job at McDonald's who's paying $20 an hour. Yeah. Work for 4 hours and come here and get a car.
Yeah.
It's easier.
No, not then. But again, I don't remember it being terribly expensive either. But again,
that's the first time I hear. The stories I heard is just like, oh yeah, I saved the money. I lived in the streets for a couple months to get my first house car. It's just terrible. Now you tell me that it's not that expensive. Jesus.
Well, again, we were building our own. You buy a couple pieces of copper brass tubing and a couple pieces of piano wire and put it together. You're not using bearings or bushings. You're running it all in.
I think Kit was referring to a kit.
Yeah.
To a ready car already. He bought a car that was already done.
Yeah. I bought a car that was already done. Anyway, so you found out about this place. You saw the prices. Which was the first car you got it?
I think I built my own again.
Really?
From looking at whatever everybody was running. And you had a drop arm.
Okay.
And
that's hard probably.
To do verticals to carry the
Do you use anything that you learned in the past for the Slotcars today?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, soldering iron is retired.
The controllers, you had just a basic controller.
Do you feel getting involved with a 124 scale track or no?
I enjoy the 124th, yes.
But do you feel like you're going to get involved with the program that we have now? With the hard bodies and stuff?
No, I really don't. It just... I watched the race last week, and just too much destruction. I mean, you raced a 4-hour race, and in the first half hour, you had 2 teams that were out of the race. They were done.
Done, yeah.
So they're just circling the track.
Well, we were expecting that something else is going to happen to the other teams.
Yeah.
Did you see Mike Sheridan make a hole in the wall?
Well, I probably heard it. My God, you can hear it in Long Beach. So that kind of thing kind of turns me off.
Did you see that we mark it? We Sharpie over there. It's like Mike Sheridan, hardboard enduro, and put
I'm
the
gonna
date
look
and
for it.
circle.
I haven't been back there to look for it, but yeah, I heard about it. So, but like I say, that it looks like it could be fun, but that kind of destruction, did you destroy a $200 car?
Yeah.
And then walk away from it.
Well, you fix it up and come back again. That's the whole thing. Those guys have been racing those chassis for 15 years now. The car that Eddie, Team Herrera and Eddie run, that's a chassis built 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And they broke off. Yeah. Oh, so what? Build a new one, or just fix that one and keep going.
Yeah, but the two that Ken Tanaka is the one that
They won the race.
the one that Al was running and his team,
Yeah.
and they just, it was destroyed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you don't feel like picking up the soldering iron together,
No.
You enjoy the 132nd.
Well, I've thought about but they don't race them here. Is the retro inline and
we used to have. Well, we were having an argument with the guys who were organizing it, but yeah.
And if they get that squared away, I may try that.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to try some of the aerodynamics if it's allowed.
It's yes. So it's a nice class. The problem is that we're not creating a public that is willing to put their time to put a car together.
Yeah.
So when we have races, you're depending on loaners, you're depending on other people who has the cars, or even like Dennis Sanson, who works here. He built over 1,000 of those chassis. And when I told him, look, we're going to have the retro races here, what about to put some chassis together? I say, look, the initial thought about this class is that you put your car together yourself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's the issue. Like the hard body, those guys, they have like 2 or 3 builders, they help each other. There's a guy who just paint the bodies, there's a guy, and that is me bringing the parts that they need to supply it. So it's more organized that way. But if a new car guy comes out, like Lindell wants to join that club, that group, he bought 2 or 3 cars. He bought a used car from here. He got one of those chassis that have pre-made here. But I don't see Lindell putting a soldering iron together. Yeah.
No. And I think a lot of stuff that he runs here in the 32nd is built somebody else's builder.
Anyway, yeah, it's I think I enjoy myself putting some chassis together. I built over 100. I like the hard body class a lot because you have a lot of room for innovation. Depends on the size of your body, you can do whatever you wanted. Mm-hmm. To be honest, it was one of the reasons that I brought this track here, because I really like it and it's perfect for the hard body class. But it's hard to bring up people who is interesting to take like 10-12 hours of their day to put a chassis together. That's gonna need a lot of training to put a decent one together.
Oh yes.
Yes,
because I don't know. I don't remember how we kept them square.
There you go.
Yeah, everything parallel.
So and unfortunately, if you don't create more people who are interested to do that, I don't see this class going for the future. But so far, we have a nice group. There's like 20 something people coming. Mm-hmm. They get along with each other for a long, long time. They've been together for like 15 years since Buena Park.
Oh yeah,
and they're organized and they're racing. They respect the house rules, and they're doing well. So I really enjoy it. That's my favorite class. Mm-hmm. That's why I raced the very first race here. When they have it, the first one I need to do it.
I wonder if you could get an out of the box class like similar to.
Well, we have the Scale Auto 124 scale that it's a kind of expensive car, goes around almost $200.
Yeah,
but it's complete. It's a nice metal chassis. It's heavy. You have the same feeling as you have the hard body, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
We plan to do the Miata. The Miata is coming next year or late this year. So that's going to be a class itself. And the cool thing about the Miata is that you can race on all 3 tracks because of the size.
Oh.
And with the foam tires, they will work on all tracks.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get one for sure.
So that's something that we're looking forward to work, because it's going to have one set of rules. I'm going to try to promote in other clubs, because the car literally can run anywhere, and it's a bigger car than 132nd, and it's very comfortable with the foam tires and the chassis that moves. So the Scale Auto line with the XS chassis, just like we run the Enduro here in May. That might be a next step for the hard body when the hard body builders start to disappear.
Yeah, and maybe limit the motor a little bit more.
Maybe a little bit more.
'Cause they
calm.
can generate some god awful speeds.
Yeah.
Put all of them
Yeah, look at my
in
wall.
the wall. Yeah.
My wall. I'm glad that nobody was sitting there. I have lose an eye.
Yeah. All right. Have a finger.
Finger, right?
Slotcar is dangerous.
Dangerous, but I really enjoy it because it's literally you have like a clean slate and you can just start doing whatever you want, and you can come with your own design and you have your own way to have the balance on the car. And like a couple of days ago, Ken was here trying a car with 2 motors.
Mm-hmm.
2 motors. Mike Tips, who's a very good builder, he was doing a Porsche with a motor in the back of the axle. And he did a 4.7. The car was fast as hell.
Oh yeah, I think I saw the car one time. I was just
a 917 Porsche.
sitting over here, and whoever it was, and I think it might have been Mike inside.
Yeah.
But he had a rear engine.
But that's the cool thing. But right now we have like Dennis, Keith, Gonzo, Mike Tips building. Tim Herrera used to build, and I think he still does. Bob Ahud used to do. Ken, who is not, like, you have like 7 or 8 people doing it. I used to do. I don't have the time anymore, but that's it. To rely in a class with 24 drivers is just, if somebody new is walking in, they need to find someone to help them out. It's not like an easy class, like a slotted car that you put out of the box, change the tires, you're running.
Well, I think those chassis that you gotten from Brazil, maybe.
Yeah. There was an initiative. Let's see if it works. We sold like a quarter of it. People are building cars, but
one of the problems I see with the hard bodies though is he's got 40 some classes.
Yeah, but that's
can narrow it down.
I've been accumulating from 12, 15 years.
Oh yeah.
So they try to innovate. Like what Keith does is that he introduced a new class and they raced that year's enduro on it. So this year we did the GTP because it was the car that everybody had available. It was easy to gather the groups. But for next year, he's probably going to introduce a new class, and it's always something crazy like trucks or SUVs or whatever it is, like short track NASCAR. I run that, and then in July we raced enduro based on that class that he introduced. So we have like 6 months to get the car together and race the enduro. Yeah. Chuck, thank you very much for stopping and telling your story with the Slotcars craziness on the 60s. I keep gathering this information. At some point, I might put a book out.
Yeah, there you go.
Chuck, thank you again.
Okay.